Don't forget, it's a sumo culture. They pay by the pound there.
Well, look, I'm disappointed in this response, and the Lord Chancellor is obviously continuing to engage on this, and we're considering our response. All options are on the table, but I am disappointed at this outcome, and now we'll have to consider what we do as a result.
Well, let's cross live to our political editor, Christopher Hope. Now, it seems to me, Chopper, that the politicians want the Sentencing Council to change their direction here, but they're not willing to legislate to do so. They're in a bit of a war of words here.
Yes, they are. And hi, Charlie. Hi, Nana. Welcome to Huddersfield, where it's pretty cold up here. I've been talking to the Prime Minister moments ago. I asked him twice, will you just scrap the Sentencing Council? It's a quango. You have the power to scrap it. What you don't do is have the power to overrule it. And frankly, the judges now are looking back at the elected politicians here, both Sir Keir Starmer and Shabana Mahmood, who is a Justice Secretary, and saying, I'm afraid to say, these are what's going to happen. And from Tuesday, this is what will happen. Judges will prepare pre-sentencing reports when necessary. And if someone is of ethnic, cultural or faith minority, or a young person under 25, or a woman or a pregnant woman, they will get a special sentencing report. Normally those pre-sentencing reports do mean that the sentence is mitigated, that time is taken off for a jail term, for example. What it means, though, is that white men are going to be treated a lot tougher by judges from Tuesday compared to other groups in society. And that is unacceptable to the Prime Minister. He said in terms there, I said twice, would you scrap the Sentencing Council? He said all options are open. Shabana Mahmood, she's the Justice Secretary, she's put out a note just moments ago. She said that in her view, these guidelines represent clear differential treatment under which someone's outcomes may be influenced by their race, culture or religion. This is unacceptable, says the Justice Secretary, and I formally set out my objections, she says, in a letter to the Sentencing Council last week. She is extremely disappointed, she says, by what's happened here. All options are on the table, that same language used there by Keir Starmer, and they will legislate if necessary. The question now, though, is can they legislate by Tuesday? The answer surely is not. It will take months and months, and in that period, there'll be a lot of uncertainty, I think, for white men in front of the judges.
outside.
My white professor asked me to stop spitting my poetry in an angry black woman voice. And I paused, and I pondered. What voice would he like for me to possess? Like, should I slow my speech for your convenience? Should I muffle my mouth to make this seamless? Like, who should I be? How should I sound? Is my voice supposed to be quiet or loud? And if I decide to open my little black mouth, will you always call me angry?
She gonna get locked up for a minute. Right there. You gotta go.
Mason! Damn me! Hazel.
The so-called Native Americans are not Native Americans. The tribal nations have millennia of history on this landmass, to be sure, and they are certainly native, but for the greatest share of their history, this land was not called America. Before this land was named after the famed cartographer Amerigo, the Indians called it by many translations of the phrase Turtle Island, believing the continent to be a heap of dirt piled atop such a creature's shell. All the same, they were not American. Like so many things, such as horses, gunpowder, textiles, and the written word, the name of American was an article of civilization hoisted upon them. In fact, it was not until 1924, just 100 years ago, that the residents of Indian reservations were granted citizenship, and even more recently, in the 1960s, that the term Native American was coined by liberals. Why, you may ask, is it important to dispute a matter of identity with such a relatively non-impactful demographic of the country? It's Jews, you could say, who are overrepresented in the media and finance, not the Navajo. It's the Mexicans and their similar nations who are flooding our border and depressing our wages, not the Apache. And if we're talking crime statistics, well, it's the blacks who find themselves overrepresented therein. And if you made these points, you'd be right. But this pertains to the principle of our attachment to this land, our legitimacy as conquerors. It's key that we defend the ethnogenesis of our people, our origins as a nation in both principle and practice. It's this founding mythos of the American frontier, the days of colonies and savages, that is the pin that holds the rest in tow. Our countrymen, those descendants of the European race, do not claim this land as birthright because of our law-abiding statistics or our economic output, but because it is this land to which we are native.
You guys! Stop it! Stop it!
I'm not getting hurt.
Hey, where you going?
Don't forget, it's a sumo culture. They pay by the pound there.
I don't care. I ain't gotta see you through a day of my life. I'll be. Yes, Mom. I ain't hear no name. Oh, alright, bad. Oh, alright. Yeah. I am. What? What? Kyrie Abby. Okay! 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 God! Alright! Bury it! Bury it! Bury it! Alright! Oh my God! Bury it! Do that! Do that! Do that! Do that! I swear I'm
What percent of the world's population is white?
60%.
55.
40, 30. 40%. 30, 40. 35%.
32.
35%.
60.
50, 30.
55.
17.
20%.
30.
25 to
30%.
7? I don't even know.
She was actually right.
What?
7%.
There you go. 7?
7 to 12%, but 7 is the most recent estimate.
What is it, 8 or 9%?
Yeah.
Something like that. Isn't it like 10% or something like that?
Like yeah, 7 to 12%. Nice. You're one of the few to actually get it right. Well done, bro.
60%. Come on, guys. We are, if people don't know, white people are a minority. It might seem like we're everywhere when you're in a white country, but if you ever leave these countries, you'll see how few of us there are. To give you a perspective, there are more Indians than all white people combined. And it's not really close. There are 400 million more Indians than all the white people in the world. And that's just India. That's one group of people. Never mind the Chinese, never mind all of Asia. Africa, Nigeria has 230 million people, which is like a quarter of all white people. And that's one country in Africa.
Layla, get her again.